Awe and welcome back. Deep South Connect, it's all about respect. Today, got another one of my brothers in the house. We're at Collaborate on Komiki Road, cross-pollinating in the valley. I have a legend sitting next to me, someone who I know from way back when, who has been involved in all kinds of community upliftment, as well as the entertainment industry in Cape Town. This guy is a talented musician, a talented MC, and I don't mean an MC with the rhymes, I mean an MC as in a host. He's done stand-up comedy, and I would like you to welcome my brother, Ricardo Herdien, aka Kahdee, in the house.
I just supposed to do something.
Much respect, my brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me here with you.
Thank you for
at
coming
Collaborate. It's nice to collaborate.
on. It is, brother.
Cool.
Thank you for coming on.
Good, man.
So,
Good.
tell us a little bit about how you got started in music, first of all.
Man, that's a very easy task. I was born into it. So both my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family are both musicians and singers. Fortunately for me, I was one of the only from my family to pursue music or the performing arts in general in a more semi to professional level. So yeah, that's how it started. I was born there.
Okay, and you've done a lot of live shows. You've made some music that you've released as well over the years. You've also been involved in facilitation, inspiring the youth and the younger people, and you've also facilitated older people as well.
Yeah.
Talk about that process of facilitation and running workshops and setting up things like that to try and bring about positive change.
Cool. So about 13 years ago, I started a company called Ricardo, Herdien, the brand, and it came from the desire to write material that cultivates change in your marginalized communities. Through that, I did a degree in social science and obviously a lot of other qualifications that goes with it that would give me entrance into platforms where young people are and I can impact young people. So about 6 years ago, myself and my business partner, we revamped the company with his heart and my heart combined, and it's now called iGROW4u. And so the slogan says it all, is planting seeds, reaping people. Because we don't get to change people. People's responsibility is to change through the seeds that has been planted in their lives. There's no person that's ever forced to change their lives unless they feel that the seed that they were given is valuable for their own development. So, yeah.
Much respect to that. So iGROW4u is the name of your organization.
Of the company,
Talk a little bit about iGROW4u, what you guys specialize in, what you're currently busy with.
Cool. So we mainly do training for in-house. We write and do the facilitation and lecturing of training and short courses, both in universities and colleges around South Africa. I also write for some external country training institutions. We work largely in institutions like Falls Bay College, those type of things, just to encourage young people to be more focused and more aligned when they study for something. Because I realize that a lot of people are chasing a career, but they're not developing themselves to fit that career eventually when the career is here. And so studying is not the it. Studying, going to a university or college and getting a qualification does not change who you are. If you're not a changed being by the time you get the qualification, you're going to operate the same way, just qualified. If you get what I'm saying. So, yeah.
Okay. Going back to your music, who inspired you specifically from the Deep South? I know you're originally from Eerste.
Born in Mitchell's Plain, grew up a bit in, but most of my life Ocean View, so I'm an Ocean Viewian. I don't know if there's a word like that, but we make one.
Which part of Mitchell's Plain were you?
Tafelsig.
Tafelsig.
Yes. Okay. You know that joke that they always tell, like, groot gesig soos Mandela's tafel? So it's like, tafelgesig.
Tafelsig. I know, you know Klein Fontaine?
Yeah, there where the fountain is small.
I mean the MC. There's an MC from Tafelsig playing for Tain. He's got some fire. Okay, so you, as you say, you are an Ocean View.
Ian.
Ocean Viewian.
Yeah.
Ocean Viewian. Okay. Die man is van die Owie.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does Ocean View mean to you?
Yo, bruh. I think everything that I am is inspired by what I've experienced while I was growing up. And the fact that I grew up in Ocean View means that Ocean View inspired me to be what I am today. We look at the root, we don't look at the end result and say, oh my word, that guy's so well known, he's like, no, I come from a place where I wasn't that first. And I think the value that Ocean View carries is that they bear testimony and witness to any artists who come from that community and find themselves on the international, national, local platform. They bear testimony that I wasn't it yet. Why wouldn't you support me when I do become it? I'm just asking for a friend. So Ocean View is the reason why I am what I am today. If I did not have the experiences I've had growing up in Ocean View, I think my art would have been speaking to a different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire. Talk a little bit about that support. I know we've had conversations about supporting our own people. I remember you once were hosting the Mzansi Carnival and on stage or backstage, but you spoke about how people will spend all their airtime, all their data downloading some international track before they even listen to people within their own community. Is that a quality thing? Is it because we want to be part of something bigger? Is it because, how do you see that?
An international artist speaks more to the wealth that you would like to have. You see, I can't listen or watch an artist. Now I'm talking about both singers, dancers, anybody in the performing arts or even visual arts and spray painting and stuff. No artist is successful if they don't have somebody from their hometown behind them. I'm going to tell you why. People we meet through events that is outside of the community. If you find yourself having more friends outside of your community who support you than inside, then it means the people on the inside aren't really your friends. They aren't really your support. You see, sometimes we believe because Luke is my brother, he will support my art. It doesn't work like that. Art is only supported to people who's connected to you through that experiences that you speak about in your art. So when I go onto a platform outside of my community, do you know what the greatest value is that you have? Is that at least somebody from my community logs on, attends, pay the ticket even if you don't attend, those type of stuff. Because that speaks volumes that one day when the person stays in the lavishness, then you can say that I was that person's friend when they had nothing. Don't brag when you never supported me when I had nothing. And now that I have something, now you want to clap hands. Oh my word, he's from Ocean View, they from there. Ooh, yeah, I'm so excited. People's asking you, where you from? No, I'm from Ocean View. There with Damon. You know that famous band? No, man, But you can't even greet me in the road. A support structure is important for a local artist because the day when they get to international platforms, they take that community with them to the platform. Whoever does not support that person while they're still in the local will have no right to celebrate that person when they are in the open. So support is important. My support structure is definitely my family, and I would like to say this clearly for you to understand. Not all my family supports my art, and that's okay. It's okay. I believe that my art will connect me to people that really value what I'm saying. And if I can start there, I'm willing to come back to Ocean View and say, you maybe didn't support me to become the great person I am. I got there by myself and other people outside. But there's somebody here that needs to not have the same example that I had, support that Blighty to get there.
Support local.
I'm not upset that you didn't support me when I was nothing. I'm coming back and I'm telling you, support somebody else who's not there yet. Because I would get there much quicker than I would if they had the support. And so, I know what it's like to go to an event and there's no family, no supporters in the audience that I can connect with. You know what I do? I still give my best. Because I would like to have something to speak about the day I do return to Ocean View.
Respect to that, my brother. So so it's important to support local. There's also the aspect of hard work and refining your skill.
Yeah.
Speak as a musician who has put in a lot of work, how important it is to not just because you're a local artist now people must support you.
Yeah.
You also need to have good art and show that you're refining your skill and trying to express whatever you're trying to express in a truthful way that reflects the hard work and the passion you have for your craft.
Yeah.
So speak a little bit about the hard work you've put in as a musician and as an entertainer.
I think any hard work starts with passion. You will not work hard at something if you don't have a passion for it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like as young as 6, 7 years old, my uncles would play piano in the family home. And you would ask them, teach me how to play. And they tell me, no, don't let children play with instruments. Because that's how holy those instruments were to them. Also keep in mind that my family comes from a church background. So most of them were Christian leaders and making impact from a Christian perspective over the years. So these same instruments that we had at home was the instruments that was used at church. So for them, those instruments was really holy. It's like a new apostolic person's party. I'm just saying. But so it is important. It is important for you to work hard at your passion, because one day you will be passionately working on.
Ooh. Punchlines, brother.
What do I mean by this? You work. Every time they told us that you can't touch the instruments, no, I can't teach you too young. Still with the eye. How passionate are you really to want this art to be part of your identity? I used to steal with the eye as young as 7 years old. Wait till they're gone or wait till you come home in the afternoon, providing my auntie was working night shift is wakker. Otherwise, you get for the hella. So you would try the things that you last saw them do. And that is how I started playing piano. Many years later, I write most of my music there. If I did not pursue my passion, working hard at my passion, I would not be passionately working hard now. I'm not working when I'm on the stage. I'm living out my passion hard, bruh. Because I've worked for it. I walk up on the stage and I'm proud of the years behind me.
Respect.
I go onto a stage and I'm proud of the times when I rehearsed and learned songs and sat in a car and tried to figure out this verse before I have to step on the stage 15 minutes before the show. I remember all that stuff when nobody was around and I had to hustle because I'm passionate about what I'm working for. Now I don't work anymore. I walk on the stage and I do my best because I know that the hard work is already behind me. Now I'm living just passion.
Respect.
Do I still continue to work? Of course. Because I want to be greater than what I was yesterday. So I constantly work hard at the passion. But now I'm passionately working on. Lekker man, it's like easy.
How important is it as well for young artists to remember that you didn't just start getting paid?
Yeah.
You do a lot of shows for free.
That's right.
How important is that to pay your dues?
You did shows for free, even the ones they said they're going to pay you. You did even those shows for free. I'm just saying.
But I mean,
So-
specifically in the beginning, like
Yeah.
the importance of paying dues, doing some free shows in your community at an old age home or at a. How important is that? Because I know you've done a lot of stuff like that.
Community is important because remember I said that your support structure must come from the same place where you originate from. I'm going to say why support structure needs to come there, because they testify on your behalf. The work, the effort, all of those things that you have put in. The day you get nominated for a SAMA, or let's say an MTV award, you walk on that stage, there's some people back home who's watching the show and they can say, oh, I remember that day when Luke used to walk and he didn't have a job and he used to skit with his backpack and go to this rehearsal space down the road, and we all thought that he's mad in his head, he must go work, man, go find a job. The day I walk onto that stage for Sama or MTV award, you, the same auntie that used to gossip about me, can be proud and say, when that boy walked past, I used to give him a cup of water. I used to say, Luke, I don't know where you're going today, but have an amazing day. I hope you get success. Those type of words, it means so much to artists who already, look, your artists are lonely people. Let me just tell you that. They can't argue with you. They have clump friends at the show. They've got clump fans and people who love their work on social media. But artists are lonely people. Because once we leave the crowd, which is much bigger at the show than at home, you go back and you sit, you think of your art, you think of all the mistakes you made on stage, you think of all the work that you did not put in, and that's why you performed so junk. And you have to sit and deal with all of that debrief while they are out there celebrating you now because you did something amazing. But back then, it was like, oh yeah, this guy is just wasting his time. They go time with this beats and goodness and goodness. No, auntie, that beats and goodness is the reason why I'm here today.
Respect, my brother.
As a young artist, it is important to be finding yourself in the matchbox together with other artists who is mature matches that when they strike, they start big fires. Don't come with small matches and try to light up a forest. Work, work, work.
Put the work in.
It is the same like somebody who goes to the gym. If you were able to only pick up 20 kgs ever in your life, you need to work with numbers that is smaller than a 20 kg in order to get to the strength to be able to pick up a 20 kg. So try your 18s, try your 10s, try your 5s. The day when you can pick up your 5s, your 10s, your 15s, 18s without hesitation, confidently saying that I've worked hard to get here. When you pick up that 20 kg, you're like, give me 30 next. Because you worked to get there. As an artist, I think a lot of young artists think because the beat is amazing, they are amazing. They think because the lyrics is amazing that they are amazing. No, you have to work to get there. Work to get there.
Respect to that. Put the work in. Let's talk about who inspired you specifically in terms of music in South Africa. Of course, we all listen to artists from all around the world. But if you think about South African music history, you've been doing music for over 20, however many years. Can you name any artists that have inspired you from here?
From the deep south, it would definitely have to be Chosen, which was led by Jeremy Kouries and Tanya Kouries at the time, Franklin Nelson, Amanda, Byron. Those guys were the guys that used to travel around Cape Town doing hip-hop when hip-hop wasn't even a thing yet. And they were from Ocean View. And I think they inspired me because they were the first people we heard from home that would write music that was contradictory to the time. I believe that the artist is able to write a song in 2010 that only finds relevance in 2030. Sometimes it takes you that amount of time to make sure that that song's lyrics finds relevance in the generation that you are in at the time. That is why love songs, when we look at love songs, it's still relevant to us today because we still love today. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So don't write music that is only associated to the time and only lasts for the time. The amount of work you put in before today catapults you in order to endure 15 years of having to promote your work non-stop. I'm not talking about rehearsing. I'm talking about promoting. You are now in the game. You are now in the game. Now you can promote your work other than just rehearsing. And so, lots of work, lots of work, lots of work. Artistry does not come easy. We already have a low income for artists in South Africa. People that has inspired me also as Neville D. Neville D, we know him personally. We know he's from the Cape Flats. We know his story. My brother used to sing his songs back in the day all the time, and it was mostly Christian music. My brother used to sing it all the time, and I would wonder, who the hell is this bruh? Must be some international brass music. And find out this bruh from Cape Town, he's from the Cape Flats. And all of a sudden, you can relate to his music because you can relate to his experiences of growing up.
Respect, that's fire.
And so, those are the type of people. Fetus. If I'm just thinking of the Deep South, you're thinking there's such a lot of bands and artists that is over the years. If I think of dancers, I think of Steva Scarborough, who a white lady that worked with colored people, and today some of those colored kids still dancers. Some of them professional, some of them not so professional, but they're still holding the art. I honor people like that, artists like that would come. Albert Thomas, Gladys Thomas was my drama teachers. They helped me to develop the skill of writing plays and stuff like that we've run productions over the years. Those are monumental people that comes from the community, and those people must be honored today by artists who come from that area. Because again, I'm saying, if I go to Joburg and I hear about the Anno dance crew, all of a sudden that smile immediately comes because I can relate with the guys. I've seen them rehearse, I've seen them perform, I know what they put in order. And that's for any other artists that I've seen come from our community. The sad part is a lot of artists come from the community, they leave the community, and the community never gets the honor.
Why is that?
Because of that support system that hasn't been felt over the years. They feel that the best way in order to get Ocean View back or my community back is pay them with the same dues they paid me.
Ooh, okay. We are back. Deep South Connect. It's all about respect. And I'm still here with my brother Kahdee, Ricardo, Herdien. Let's talk a little bit about the Valley, Deep South. Talk about someone like Mark Sampson. Now, you did stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And I remember you were quite a funny brother. You also incorporated music a little bit to your stand-up.
Yeah.
How does someone like Mark Sampson, if you think of the impact someone like that has on your life by transferring his skills to you, in the same way you transfer your skills to other people?
That's a good question. If it's okay, I would like to say that we spoke about having to work hard at your skill. When you work hard, there's a feeling that is developed, an emotion that's developed based on your art. That every time you go on stage and you've done your performance, there's a type of pride that sometimes as an artist only you have. So when somebody like Mark Sampson steps into a room or steps into a space and they recognize the gift based on the hard work, you have an even greater pride Because now you realize that you have worked so hard and now you're passionately working hard. That other people begin to see, maybe not the work that you have put in, but they can see the results shows that this person has worked hard. And they begin to recognize, it's like being a prophet to somebody who has kept the secret of artistry for all the years. And all of a sudden, you walk, your talk, the way you move and everything tells that person, this person has worked hard. I must support this person. I must recognize and affirm this person. And I think that is the role that Mark has played in my life, Mark Sensen, is having to be one of those people who wasn't there to see me work hard. But they recognize now by the results, by the fruit, that this person needs to have this opportunity, needs to have that opportunity. I think that's a success. That's a success peak in your life when other people externally who wasn't there during your process recognizes your gift.
Respect. Now, you've also done a lot of work with Mzansi in the Deep South. You've also worked with Da'o, Anele in Red Hill, people like O Mentor, Leo Letsape, Tito, myself, all of us have been involved at different times. Talk about that connection in the Deep South between the communities and the fun you've had, some of the challenges maybe?
I think some of the challenges was like, because our Deep South is so divided into class, position, circumstance, and then race. It was an adjustment that you are now out amongst other artists, number one, who you don't know. That experience was amazing because it has also sharpened my skill. It's a different type of sharp than the sharp that comes from the community. Because I think this sharp that you develop secondary from all other artists who you spend time with, who you collab with, who you hang out with, that sharp sharpens what is already sharp. Their input in your life and your art won't mean anything to you if you have not sharpened yourself already. Otherwise, you're going to be insecure and feel inferior amongst others who perform much greater than you.
Now, if you could say anything to people in the Deep South, whether it be from Ocean View, Fishhook, Masipumelele, Red Hill, Simonstown, what would you say to the people of the Deep South? If you could say one thing to them.
Support the people that is at the starting point of their career. Support the people who is already developing in their career. It is not just for the benefit of them. I always think the way that I treat somebody that is in my space, when they leave that space and they become great, and I need an opportunity in 20 years' time, or my son, or a friend of a son, I can access that success because I was part of the support to them. So support your own parents, support your children. You don't need to understand the music. You don't need to understand the beat, and it doesn't need to be from your era. But support. You might not love opera, but you love music, and you love people, and you love your community. Because of that factors, support even the person who's doing opera, because it helps develop a platform for you to have access to their success. You can share in it.
Respect, my brother. So I will see you again. We're going to have another conversation because you've got so many valuable insights and things to share. People can also catch you on the Cape Flats Karma series with Old Mentor. Keep an eye out for that. I know you're sharing a lot of valuable gems on there as well. And yeah, my brother, thank you so much for coming on Deep South Connect. It's all about respect, and I've got a lot of respect for you, for your legacy, for what you've done. Thank you for your contribution to the Deep South. Much love, my brother.
Thank you, Mr. JP.